Hey everybody, this is Strategywizard. Today I'm going to do something a little different, and in the future I'll do videos like this where after I review a game, one that I either really like or really dislike, I'm going to go on Board Game Geek and I'm going to read their comments, the comments that are different from mine. So if I really like it, I'll look at the negatives. If I really don't like a game, I'll talk about what the people who really like it, what they're saying. And not the big reviews, just the little comments that people make whenever they rate it. Because a while back I was getting really impressionable, I guess, and I was reading all these negative comments on games that I really liked, and it was making me almost think I should stop liking games that I really enjoyed. That doesn't really make any sense, and it dawned on me after a while, I shouldn't let these people who really hate a game, I shouldn't let that affect how much I enjoy it. So I just kind of want to use this as a way to address those people who think differently, and maybe it'll be useful, maybe it won't, but I think it'll be interesting just to see how people differ and what their thought process is, why they do or don't like a game. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this one for Dragon's Gold today. So let's see, we're going to start on the... We can go ahead and start on the ones because I'm kind of surprised that there even are people who gave it a 1, but let's go ahead and see why they do. So this guy says, the worst game I have ever played. Play this only if you were looking to lose a few friends, as the negotiations can be as cutthroat as a game could allow. Everyone gets a share of the hoard, and if there is no agreement, no one gets anything. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Okay, well, if you don't like negotiation, sure. I mean, if you don't like negotiation, this isn't the game for you. So I can't really disagree with him. It's more of a matter of taste if you like negotiations. But it also depends on the group that you have to play with. In every time I've played, it's been very civil. I mean, where there's no, anger or frustration. Oh no, I want this. I'm going to make sure you don't get anything. And we don't do that. But even if that did happen, that wouldn't bother me. So obviously different people have different concerns, I guess, over that. Maybe some people can't handle the conflict it could generate. I like the conflict if it comes, and if it doesn't, I'm okay with that too. So I'm not going to say he's wrong. He just obviously doesn't like negotiation whenever it can get cutthroat. Okay, this guy says, this is not a game, just pure frustration in a box. Well, probably for the same reason. He probably doesn't like the fact that, there's negotiation that can end with no one getting anything because of the timer running out, or maybe he just doesn't like trying to deal with people out thinking and trying to manipulate things in their favor. Personally, I enjoy that, so that's more of a taste thing, I suppose. This guy says, abortively attempted to play this on 2 different occasions. Boring. You wouldn't expect it for a negotiation game with a 1-minute sand timer, but then again, life is full of surprises, and I like negotiation games. I think the fundamental flaw is the mechanics, hence my broken rating. The game plays haltingly rather than fluidly. I'll call it Fiduci's French Bomb. I don't really understand why he doesn't like it. He says it's boring, and he says that the mechanics leave it feeling like it's halting rather than fluid. I don't really understand what he means by that. So I guess, again, not clear enough to understand what his problem is. I don't think it's halting, because even whenever someone else is negotiating and you're not part of it, you're still interested in seeing what they get. You're interested in seeing how they negotiate with each other. You want to see, are they going to get more of those translucent gems that are going to help them have the most and therefore get a nice pile of points? That's why every negotiation, even if you don't participate, is interesting and exciting. You want to see what everyone else is getting. You're trying to remember how many are they getting of whatever it is, so that you can plan ahead on your turn whenever you get to negotiate for something. So I don't think it's as bad as he thinks in that regard. Okay, the last 1 star here, it says, too much of the same thing too long. Well, if you don't like negotiation, then yeah, it probably would be too long, because it can take up to 45 minutes. If you don't like negotiation, you don't like the basic card play of trying to figure out where to put your characters, okay, sure, it would be too long, but you'd have to... But you can probably know that going into it if you like or don't like negotiation games enough to have it last a while. So that's the 1s. Let's go to the 2s. Okay, this guy says, real-time negotiation and almost only that. Okay, I agree. And I like that, so it works for me. Everyone knows that, if you like it, you do. If you don't, you don't. Too much talking, not enough killing. Kind of feel sorry for the dragons too. Okay, well, every time you kill a dragon, you're then doing the talking and negotiating. So to me, it's, yeah, the talking probably maybe lasts a little longer, although the timer doesn't last that long, so I don't really see how that's a big deal. This guy says, no, it's not fair to rate this so low after one play, but it was a horrible play. Coupled with my disappointment in the bits and a misprinted card, I'll never play this again. Well, okay, if you had a really bad play, that can color your judgment, and maybe you would not want to try it again. But I think anyone should give it another shot if they are aware that, you know, one bad play shouldn't ruin your perception. Okay, this guy says, not much of a game, reminds me too much of Munchkin, and not in a good way. Okay, here's the thing. Munchkin I've played, and it's not one of my favorites by any stretch of the imagination. I enjoy it on some level, but Munchkin ultimately comes down to complete take that at the end. Everyone's getting close to the end, and then everyone uses all their best cards to stop whichever player is about to win until everyone's lost all their good cards, and guess what? Someone finally wins because no one can stop them. I'm not a big fan of that, but this is not that way because you don't know what everyone has. You have your little shield that protects, you know, how many gems you have of which colors. So no one really knows what you have. So there's no ganging up on the leader aspect in the same way. I mean, you might have a general idea of who's winning, but in the games that I've played, I never realized how far behind I was. I haven't really done very well at this game, but I'm surprised by the score whenever we reveal. I'm like, wow, I was that far behind, or this person did that well. So unless you just have a great like visual, whatever they call it, photo perfect memory, you're not going to remember what everyone has. So you don't know who to gang up on or who to keep from getting treasure. So I don't think that problem applies here. I do disagree with them there. So the last one for 2 says bickering in 1 minute chunks. No, thank you. Okay, well, again, that's the negotiation thing. If you don't like negotiation, or if you're not playing with people who can handle that kind of conflict, then yeah, it's not for you. So I'm not going to disagree with them. If you know you don't like negotiation, this game isn't for you. Okay, so now we're going to go to the 3s. Players play their heroes to various dragons, with the heroes eventually slaying the dragons. At the point when a dragon is slain, all players. So he goes over the general rules. He says, it's no surprise that I really didn't enjoy this game, as I generally hate negotiation games. Well, there you go again. We can be done reading his, because, again, if you don't like negotiation, this game isn't for you. We all know that. Don't worry about his. Okay, who else in the 3s? Okay game, not as exciting as I thought it would be. Negotiating for loot looks good on paper, but it usually isn't that tense. Might be groupthink. Okay, so this guy goes the opposite way of these other people who have been talking about how frustrating it is. He actually thinks that it's not that tense. So again, it depends on your group. In negotiation, do you want it to be tense or do you want it to be calm? What is your group going to do in a situation like that? Those are things that you need to think about whenever you're going to get a game like this. In my case, I can handle either one, and I would enjoy it. So let's see, not worried about his. Let's see, below average card game. Play a card, conquer a dragon, split the spoils, and agree against the time on who takes what. Too random and too many uncontrollable events, and I don't like the speed negotiations. This guy says it's too random. I'm not sure what he means by that. I mean, the only things that are random are the hidden treasures. You know, the hidden treasures, yeah, you don't know what's going to come up, but that's part of the excitement, because usually with 4 dragons out there, there are some where you know most or all of what's going to be available and up for grabs to negotiate for. Some you won't know anything or very little, but you know that normally going in, well, you always know what the case is going into it, and usually there's an option. Do I want to go for something where I know what's available, or do I want to go for something that's a mystery? So saying it's random, I mean, your card play is not random. You're taking turns. You're playing a card, then they play a card, then they play a card. And the only other random thing is if you get treasure cards, which treasure do you get? So I really don't know what he means. What does he mean by it's random? I don't think it's a very random game. Players cooperatively slay drag. Oh no, I read that one already. Okay, good to play with younger players. Experienced players may find boring. Well, only if you don't like negotiation. But I do think it is also good for younger players because it is fairly simple. Okay, this guy says, tried this once and it just didn't impress anyone at the table. After playing, no one including me was interested in playing it again. Sold it. Well, he doesn't say why, so I can't really disagree with him. Free-form negotiations are just not my thing, I guess, especially with a time limit. Again, if you don't like negotiation, not your type of game. Typical for duty. Chaotic, random powers, large luck swings, doses of uncontrollable, unpredictable screwage. I don't really see where the luck swings come into play, because every time something's up for grabs, you have control. Because if it comes down to you realizing someone's going to come out the big winner on a negotiation, you can make it fail, just to keep it from being completely, well, to eliminate the, he says, uncontrollable, unpredictable screwage. You have control, because all you have to do is say, I'm not going to negotiate, and it's over. You have actually too much control, maybe on some level, if someone wants to be that mean. I haven't played with anyone like that, but I mean, I don't. Again, large luck swings, uncontrollable screwage. I don't see it. I don't know what they're talking about. It says, didn't have much fun with this one. Okay, well, good for you. I'd rather shoot myself in the face than be forced through this game again. Boring mechanic, and it seems like you have to put up with a lot of BS in order to enjoy this fun and light game. Don't play it with gamers. Play it with people who just don't care. Well, again, I guess that comes down to not liking negotiation, and maybe this person doesn't like having more fierce negotiation. I think I'm not even going to go to the force, because I think we can pretty much tell people who don't like this game, they either just don't like negotiation, period. Their group is not so great with negotiation games, and people seem to think there's luck involved, that compared to other games, this is not very luck-oriented, in my opinion. If you disagree with me, please leave it down in the comments, but I really don't think there's a lot of luck in this game. I mean, most everything you do is either people just playing a card down by choice, or you're negotiating over what treasure comes out. There's no luck there. So the luck only comes from the hidden treasures. Please leave in the comments if you think anything I've said is wrong. I want to hear what you have to say, but I think we can pretty much see here that if you like negotiation games, and if you've watched my review or anyone else's review, you can get the idea of how the game plays. You right now have enough information, I think, to know if this is the kind of game you would like. A 45-minute average playtime for a game that's about negotiation. Could be intense, could be mild. Your choice, your group's choice. Do you like it? Do you not? Hey, let me know in the comments. Anyway, I appreciate you watching the video, and have a good day. Thanks. Bye.